Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Respected teachers, judges, and my dear friends, it's an honor to stand before today, speak about a man who influence continues to shape the world even more than 400 years. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is not just a figure revered by Muslims, but an exemplary leader, compassionate humor, and a source of inspiration for the people of all faiths. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born in the city of Mecca, the year 57 CE, at a time when the world was mired in ignorance, injustice, and oppression. He came as a beacon of light, bringing with him a message that transformed not just the Arabian Peninsula, but the entire world. As Muslims, we believe that he was sent as a mercy to all humanity. And even today, his life is an ideal example of how to live integrity, kindness, and wisdom. One of the most outstanding qualities of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his sense of justice. He was known for his fairness and compassion long before he received prophethood. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the very role model of the world. People trust him so deeply that they called Al-Amin, the trustworthy. When he began to preach Islam, he stood firmly for the rights of the poor. The oppression and women groups had been marginalized for centuries. It's remarkable how Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam treats everyone with dignity, regardless of their faith, background, wealth. His famous farewell ceremony, delivered during his final pilgrimage to Mecca, laid out a timeless message of equality and human rights. He said, "All of you are equal. No, an Arab is superior to non-Arab. Non-Arab is superior to an Arab. No, white is superior to black. Nor is black is superior to white, except by piety and good actions." This message of equality and human rights is one of the many reasons why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam remains as a global role model. Particularly in today's world, where the divisions were based on race, ethnicity, and status still exist. Now, let's reflect on Prophet's deep sense of compassion. He was a man who would go out of his way to help others. He would sit with the poor, eat with his companions, and never consider himself superior to anyone. One of the most teaching examples of his empathy is when he stood up to a funeral of procession passing by, when his companion told him that it was a funeral of a foolish man, not a Muslim. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam simply replied, "Was he not a human soul?" This small gesture speaks about volumes, universal kindness, and respect he had for all people. His patience and forgiveness was unparalleled. When he returns to Mecca after years of persecution and exile, he could have sought revenge on those who had harmed him and his followers. Instead, he forgave them before standing the very people who had plotted to kill him. He said, "There is no blame on it today. May God forgive you. He is the most merciful of the merciful." Through this act of mercy, he taught the world a powerful lesson that true success lies not in vengeance, but in forgiveness. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam influence also extends to leadership and governance. He led the foundation Just Society in Medina, where the principles of consultation, accountability, and equality were practiced. He was a leader who lived simply, shared the burdens of his community, and led by example. He will sit with the poor and never consider himself superior to anyone. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "The leader of a people is their servant." This servant leader approach continues to inspire the people across the world, from scholar to statesman. Conclusion: the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not just a leader for Muslims, but a guide for all humanity. His life teaches that true strength, being kind to others, standing up for justice, and humble, no matter what we look around the world. We can't all take inspiration from his life to be better individuals and better communities. I conclude my speech. Wa akhir dawana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.